to the post-game press conference. This is Group A action between the Philippines and Korea. We have the Philippines winning at the buzzer. We are joined by Coach Tab Baldwin and Dwight Ramos. Thank you so much for joining us. First of all, Dwight, can you give us your thoughts about what transpired in that ball game?
Yeah, that game was just, it was crazy. I mean, our team made a lot of plays. A lot of people stepped up there. It was just a complete team effort there. And I was so surprised the shot went in. And it's just one of the craziest games I've ever played in, really.
Thank you, Dwight. Now, Coach Tab, your thoughts about that win?
Well, it's exciting. I mean, you know, it's a shame that we didn't have 20,000 people in MOA watching that. But you know what we did have? We had a country behind us, and we could feel that, and we could feel how much the country wanted something positive. And I think we were all extremely proud to be able to bring them something surprising, but to be able to bring them something that's going to make Filipinos all around the world happy. And it's a great moment for Filipino basketball. So I think a just reward for the work that these young fellas have put in. It was a great game of basketball. I think that I would probably characterize that game as we were shocked at the beginning of the game with the physicality of Korea, and it gave us a hard time. And you know, we didn't have a good first quarter, but then we talked about it, and we just started grinding, and we started trying to respond to the physicality and tried to hold our own. And I think, you know, guys came off the bench, did a great job, and the guys that played the minutes just did a great job, and we fought our way back. And you know, it could have been anybody's game. We were fortunate to win the game, and it's going to be a great deal of excitement for these young men. There's no question about that, and they'll remember that for a long time.
Coach Tab, you were worried about not having tune-up games leading up to this tournament and having to face Korea in your very first game as a team. Did you see all of those worries coming into fruition in those first few minutes of the contest?
Yeah, and you know, not just the first few minutes, to be honest. I mean, I don't think we achieved offensive cohesion really throughout the whole game. I think Korea's defense was a spoiling defense. It was very, very physical, and we weren't ready for that. You can try to be as physical as you want in practice, and we did, but it's not like playing games. And when you're playing, you know, grown men, when you're playing seasoned, experienced veterans, that was a great baptism of fire for our players. And you know, we managed to stand up to it. And I got to give credit to the boys on the team as well for their fitness work, you know, because I think Korea tired, and I think a little bit of their physicality, intensity wasn't there as much in the latter stages of the game as it was in the early stages of the game. And so, you know, credit to our bench, credit to our fitness, and you know, making plays, as Dwight said, because there wasn't a lot of systems cohesion out there. We'll get that as time goes by, but this was a game where I think our players just stepped up and made big plays.
Coach Tab, what was the plan for the final play of the game? Obviously, that shot from SJ wasn't exactly what you wanted. What was the plan that you drew up?
Well, it was multi-optional, but the primary option we wanted was to get Carl Tamayo under the basket with the ball on a direct entry pass from Dwight, but they switched Ra onto Carl, and Anj didn't quite execute the way we wanted, so the middle of the lane wasn't available. And Dwight did the smart thing, because the worst thing would have been to get a 5-second call and give Korea the ball with a chance to win the game. So Dwight took the first available option, and that was SJ, and then SJ just made a play. So, I mean, yes, he was an option, but really just an entry option just to get the ball in bounds. So, you know, the credit has to go to Dwight for making a smart play, and SJ just, you know, just making a play. I mean, it's one of those ones that you see every now and then, and everybody enjoys it, except the other team.
Dwight, there was a bit of a struggle in the first quarter. In the first few possessions, you lost the ball kind of a little bit. Was it because of your surprise also with the physicality of Korea? And how did you bounce back from that start?
Yeah, definitely. It was a wake-up call for me. Just the physicality of their players, they really pressured up on me, and I just don't think I was ready for that. But as the game went on, I kind of adjusted a little bit, tried to protect the ball a little bit more. But yeah, it was definitely a wake-up call for me. I think it shows like we still need a lot of improvement. The game was going their way in the first quarter, probably first half.
Coach Tab, your initial assessment on Kai Soto and Ange Kwame in their international basketball debut?
Well, I think what we saw from Kai was we saw a very young player who wasn't really well prepared, but what a heart he has. You know, I mean, the first couple of times he tried to score, you know, you could have easily called a foul, but, you know, it probably wasn't either. And he was very disrupted by, again, the physicality of Ratcliffe. And, you know, what you saw was him to make an adjustment, and he started to deliver back, to dish back the physicality. But most importantly, you just saw the determination in Kai to make an impact in the game. But you can see the fatigue. You know, he's only good for 3 to 4 minutes. He gets tired. So, you know, I think it's a pretty courageous effort by Kai, but we're going to see a lot better basketball from him as we move forward. He's a very good talent. He's a great guy to have in the team environment. He's made himself very beloved, not just to his old friends here, but to everybody. And I think now we all see the kind of competitor that he is, because he really wasn't ready for significant minutes in this game, and yet he gave us some great minutes. For Ange, you know, Ange did what he's been doing a lot of. He rebounded the ball well. He got a big block in the fourth quarter. He intimidated shots around the rim. But the game is still really quick for Ange. You know, he's still having to think his way through things, and he will improve with experience. I think the one thing that we saw from Ange is his improved perimeter shooting. You know, he hit 3 threes in the game, and he works hard on his three-point shooting, and, you know, hopefully we're going to see a lot more of that.
Your thoughts on the debuts also of your 2 point guards, SJ Belangel and RJ Abarrientos?
Well, they did really well, you know, and they're making a case for, you know, small ball to still be alive. We would like to, you know, to continue to groom Dwight as a point guard, knowing that, you know, the matchups when you get to the big stage and against the big European teams, they're going to have big point guards. And it's okay when you have a 2 or 3 inch deficit, but when that starts to be 7 or 8 or 9 inches, that's pretty tough on your point guards. But I mean, both of those guys, they really controlled aspects of the game, certain phases of the game with their ball screen play. I thought RJ did a great job when we put him in there, and SJ was tough throughout the game. And it just goes to show you that, you know, small bodies but big hearts still have a place in the game of basketball. And, you know, we owe both of them a lot. They made big plays today.
Coach, how about your team going down by 17 points and showing the character to bounce back and, you know, get back into the contest, even take the lead in the third quarter?
Well, I don't think there's any question that these young guys are going to compete. There is always going to be a question about, you know, can our talent stand up to an opponent's talent? Can our lack of experience stand up to the experience of another team? But not their heart and not their desire to fight. And I think once we adjusted to the physicality and we realized that that's all it was, there was no malice in it, there was no animosity, and we just had to respond with our own form of physicality. Once we made that adjustment, then it was, you know, our guys were probably the tougher team on the court. And, you know, we started to balance the score. And, you know, just so many guys made plays, I can't even, you know, name all of them. It was a great team effort. And that's what we want, that's what we expect, and I think that's what we need in order to be successful at the elite level of Asia and ultimately in the World Cup.
Finally, Dwight, you said that you're aware of what happened in 2013 and you wanted to give Filipino basketball fans something similar. You did that, and now how confident are you with the future of this squad that you have formed?
I'm super excited for our team. I mean, we have all young guys, they're all excited to be here. And we're just ready to work every time. Every opportunity we get, we just want to work. And I think everyone has the right attitude going into the games and into practice. We all looking for more improvement. And I know we won the game today, but I still think that everyone's thinking about how to improve and thinking about the next game now.
Thank you, Dwight. Thank you, Coach Tab, and congratulations once again.
Thanks very much.